Question 9. Let's talk about salary. What are you looking for? This tends to be a tricky question for many. And when it comes to an interview, it can be a dangerous situation. Talking salary prior to being sure you have made an impression is a mistake that is commonly made. When in negotiation, there is power in knowledge.
When it comes to responding, the number one thing to remember is to do your research before the interview. That's right. Prepare for the question just in case. You can use sites such as Glassdoor and PayScale to get an idea of what the low, median and high pay rate is for the position you're applying for. It's recommended to answer with the highest number in the range you come up with based on your level of education, experience, and skills. You also want the hiring manager to know you're open for negotiations.
Part A. Tips to answer. Tip 1. Don't ignore the question. There are employers and hiring managers that will automatically deny a follow-up on any application or interview where the applicant skipped questions. So be sure not to ignore them. This isn't the part where you want to be stubborn because the interviewer could see you as being a hassle and move on to the next applicant.
Tip 2. Don't be too specific. Remember to be flexible. Your answer is simply a starting point, a suggestion. If you throw out a number that's too high, you could find a quick close to the interview. On the other hand, if you throw out a number that is too low, you could end up earning a salary that's less than you're worth, or need to live on.
Tip 3. Be flexible. This is important. You want to remain flexible at this stage. You may mention that salaries in your past have been between a broad range. You could also let them know that you know the suggested pay rate for the position you're applying for falls into a certain range, such as £20,000 to £30,000.
Tip 4. Defer the question. If you don't believe it's the correct time to talk about the numbers, you could defer the question by stating your pay rate is open for negotiation. You could also state you would prefer to discuss pay in person, or ask the employer to offer a pay rate.
Part 2. Ways to answer. When asked what are your pay rate expectations, there are 3 possible answers. Method 1. Don't answer. While ignoring the question isn't a good thing, there are other ways to avoid answering the question directly. You can state that you would like to know more about the job before getting into the numbers.
Method 2. Give a range. If you are comfortable providing an answer at this stage and you've done your homework, you can provide a salary range. Remember, you can use sites like PayScale to get an average salary range based on the job title, location and education or experience level. After you have begun the negotiation process, you will want to include benefits with your salary calculations as well. Say the employer offers improved health insurance than you currently have. This would be worth it in the long run to take a little less pay.
Method 3. If necessary, give one number. If you have been asked, yet can't provide a range as your answer, then go with a number in the middle of your salary range, possibly lower if you can. In this situation you are aiming to come in under their target rate, not over it.